Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Wednesday, November 14th, 2018.
Commissioner Garcia, James, Davis, and Jacinto are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with bureau introductions, please, starting with Contract Administration.
Good morning. Chris Smith, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning. Robert Vega, Bureau of Engineering.
Roshana Flaki, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning. Cindy Turn, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning. Hector Banuelos, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning. Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We also do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section. We did not receive any speaker cards on any of the items for today's agenda as well.
Okay, we did receive an email. I believe, Mr. Flamenco, it was on number 7. Okay. At least I did. That'll be placed in the record. We'll close general public comment as well as the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. Mr. Flamenco, you are here on items 2 through 8. Why don't you take care of 2 through 8, excluding number 7? We'll handle number 7 later.
Good morning. Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Items 2 through 6 plus 8 pertain to lighting districts which we are creating in conjunction with private development projects. Ballots for items 2 through 6 plus 8 were mailed on October 4th, 2018. Ballots for items 2 through 6 plus item 8 must be received by the City Clerk's office by next Tuesday, November 20th. We have not received any objections to date on items 2 through 6 plus item 8. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward items 2 through 6 plus item 8 forthwith to City Council.
Any questions on 2 through 6 and number 8? Commissioner Garcia has made a motion that we adopt 2 through 6 plus 8, seconded by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Thank you, sir. Agenda item number 14, specifications have been submitted for board adoption and authorization to advertise for the invitation of bids. This is in Council District number 12 for the tree trimming and street lighting in the parkways of Rinaldi Street from Corbin Avenue to Reseda Boulevard and certain other streets. The estimate's $490,000. The bid receipt date is December 19th, 2018. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 14 forthwith? By Commissioners Garcia and Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 13, specifications submitted for board adoption and authorization to advertise for the invitation of bids in Council Districts 1, 5, 8, 9, and 14 for the tree trimming for tree trimming and street lighting in the parkways, for tree trimming for street lighting in the parkways of North Broadway Street, from North Spring Street to Pasadena Avenue and certain other streets. The estimate again, $490,000. The bid receipt date, same date of December 19th, 2018. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 13 forthwith? By Commissioner Davis and Garcia. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Dr. Campos, on agenda item number 1, it looks like we have 2 public works projects for bids this morning.
Yes, we do, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. We have 2 bids that we will open up today. The first bid is for the North Outfall Sewer System in Rehabilitation Unit 4. This is on Trinity from 41st Street to alley south of 23rd Street. City has estimated this project to be at $14,633,854. This is in Council District number 9. The second bid that we will open up is for the Glendale Hyperion Complex of Bridges, Phase 1, in Council District number 4 and 13. The second project is estimated to be at $3,027,075. We will now begin to open up the bids again for the first project. This is the NOS Rehabilitation Unit 4, Trinity from 41st Street to alley south of 23rd Street. We did receive 6 bids in total. The first bid is from Colich & Sons LP for a total bid amount of $14,969,592 even. That's $14969,592 from Colich & Sons LP. The second bid is from Steve Bubalo Construction Company for a total bid amount of $15,939,873 even. That's $15939,873 from Steve Bubalo Construction Company. The next bid is from JR Pipeline Company Incorporated for a total bid amount of $12,790,252 even. That's 12790,252 from JR Pipeline Company Incorporated. The fourth bid is from Spinello Infrastructure West Incorporated for a total bid amount of $11,469,569 even. That's 11469,569 from Spinello Infrastructure West Incorporated. For the record, line item number 16 and also line item number 18 have been lined out, and both lines have been initialed by the contractor. The next bid is from Blois Construction Incorporated, that's BLOIS Construction Incorporated, for a total bid amount of $15,108,507 even. That's 15108,507 from Blois Construction Incorporated. The sixth and final bid for the first project is from Maladen Buntich Construction Company Incorporated for a total bid amount of $13,734,779 even. That's 13734,779 from Maladen Buntich Construction Company Incorporated. Mr. President, that concludes the bid openings for the first project. We will now begin to open up the bids for the second project. Again, that is for the Glendale Hyperion Complex of Bridges Phase 1 in Council District 4 and 13. In total, we received 8 bids for the second project. The first bid is from John S. Meek Company Incorporated for a total bid amount of $4,892,730 even. That's 4,892,730 from John S. Meek Company Incorporated. The second bid is from United Engineering and Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $3,994,265 even. That's 3,994,265 from United Engineering and Construction Incorporated. For the record, line item number 13, 28, 37, and the total bid amount have been lined out by the contractor, and all lines have been initialed. The third bid is from Reyes Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $3,756,424 even. That's 3,756,424 from Reyes Construction Incorporated. For the record, line item number 21 has been lined out by the contractor, and that line has been initialed. The next bid is from Bosco Constructors Incorporated. That's BOSCO Constructors Incorporated for a total bid amount of $3,434,212.89. That's 3434212.89 from Bosco Constructors Incorporated. The fifth bid is from Ortiz Enterprises Incorporated for a total bid amount of $5,194,720 even. That's 5194720 from Ortiz Enterprises Incorporated. The sixth bid is from ACOM Energy and Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $4,395,051.40. That's 4395051.40 from ACOM Energy and Construction Incorporated. The seventh bid is from JB Kook Incorporated, that's COOKE Incorporated, for a total bid amount of $3,881,399 even. That's 3881399 from JB Kook Incorporated. I'm sorry, GB Kook Incorporated. So that's G for George, B for boy, Kook, C-O-O-K-E Incorporated, for a total bid of $3,881,399. For the record, line item number 513, and the total bid amount has been lined out, and all three lines have been initialed. The eighth and final bid received for the second project is from Powell Constructors Incorporated for a total bid amount of $4,501,040 even. That's 4501040 from Powell Constructors Incorporated. Mr. President, that concludes the bid openings for the second project and all bids for today's agenda as well.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Campos. Is there a second to my motion that the bids be received, opened, and declared by Commissioner Cento? Any objection? Without objection, that'll be the order. We'll send it back forthwith. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Agenda item number 7, Mr. Flamenco. This is assessment hearing in Council District 11, Carmelina and Idaho Avenue number 1, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District. City Council hearing scheduled for November 20th, 2018. Thank you for coming back up on this. This item I held out originally because you had some explanation regarding this item that you wanted to provide and put on the record. So go ahead, sir, on number 7.
Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Item 7 pertains to the Carmelina Avenue and Idaho Avenue number 1 lighting district, which we are creating in conjunction with a private development project, a 2-unit residential condominium complex. The lighting district consists of 3 parcels. Ballots were mailed on October 4th, 2018. Ballots must be received by the City Clerk's office by next Tuesday, November 20th. This project originally first came to the board on July 25th. At that time, a gentleman, one of the benefiting property owners, Mr. Tom Meyer, came to protest the project because he didn't want to be assessed for the light, and he didn't want the light. But more importantly, there was a mix-up between 2 projects that were within the vicinity of his property. There was one project adjacent to his property, and there was another project across the street from his property. And that mix-up caused him to come protest the project that he thought was his adjacent to his property when it was not. It was actually the project across the street. Nonetheless, he's still against the light and being assessed, period. But as a result, we continued the item to August 1st, and when we did some research and discovered these inconsistencies, we decided to withdraw the item on August 1st and then start the process all over from beginning, which is what we're doing now. In September, Mr. Myers had contacted me because he said that he saw some markings on the sidewalk, and he spoke to the subcontractors that they were getting ready to install a light, which alarmed him because the ballot measure process is still underway, has not been completed. So I immediately contacted Con Ed, and we told Con Ed to please have the contractor stop construction of any of the street lighting work to be performed until we complete the ballot measure. And up until this time, everything has been going smoothly. There hasn't been any construction work. However, I received an email from Mr. Meyer last night, and it was sent to you also, Commissioner James and Commissioner Penning. From Mr. Meyer, this was sent around 9:15 p.m., and he claims that a light was installed. I believe the light was installed Friday, according to a voicemail that he left me on my phone as well, that the light was installed on Friday despite the fact that we haven't completed the ballot measure process. I've contacted my colleagues at Con Ed, and it appears that there was a miscommunication between city officials and the contractor that gave the contractor supposedly the go-ahead to proceed with the construction of the streetlight. That was a mistake on our part. And as a result, right now, we're still trying to create the lighting district, excuse me. So we should get the results in about maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So if the lighting district does fail, we will remove that light. We'll work with Con Ed and the contractor, and we'll have that light that was just installed over the weekend, apparently, removed because we don't have a successful lighting district. But if it passes, great, it'll remain. But
So regarding number 7, would you recommend that we put that over until the balloting process is complete?
we can still have it move forward, including council, because next week's the deadline to submit the ballots, and then we can just wait for the results. And then again, if the results come in positive, great. The light remains, and we assess everybody accordingly. But if the lighting district fails, then we will work closely with the Con Ed and the contractor and have that light removed.
Okay. So that's your recommendation?
That's my recommendation, correct.
Okay, then that would be my motion. Seconded by Commissioner Garcia. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 7. We'll send number 7 forthwith. Thank you, Mr. Flamenco, for all that. Commissioner Jacinto, do I understand correctly you have a request that we continue agenda item number 10?
Thank you, President Jones. I would like to continue item number 10 and get a briefing, please, especially on item number 2 or in the recommendations.
Okay, so is a week okay for you?
If it's okay with the Bureau, I'll make myself available.
Okay, so a week from today, we are here. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Yes, go ahead, sir. Come on up. Sorry, I don't have any. We wanted to get started quickly this morning, so I don't have everybody's names. Mr. Pusti, go ahead.
I'm Ali Pusti. I'm with Bureau of Sanitation. This item number 10 that you want to continue, Mr. President, Mr. Jacinto, is going to impact some of the contracts that are ongoing right now, and there will be an interruption between the two contracts taking over. So I would like to for you to reconsider that. So we can.
Is there an interruption if we move it to Friday?
This Friday?
Yes.
No, it will not be.
Okay.
A week will be.
Why don't we do that? So we'll move it from today until Friday.
Excellent.
So there's no interruption. And then I'll give you the rest of today and tomorrow to brief Commissioner Jacinto and answer any questions he has that he may want to bring to the board. But in the meantime, you can at least have that briefing.
Excellent. Thank
Okay?
you so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So you can work with, Ali, work with Mr. Jordan on, Commissioner Garcia would like a briefing as well. So you've already briefed me. So work with Mr. Jordan on the process for briefing more than 2 of us regarding Brown Act restrictions, okay? All right, thank you. And the item will be continued until Friday. And I trust that Commissioners Jacinto and Garcia will make themselves available so that we can hear it on Friday morning. Okay, great. Agenda item number 11, tree removal, Council District 5, Bureau of Street Services, 333 South Mapleton Drive. First, find that the project is categorically exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 32 infill of the city's Environmental Quality Act guidelines, and there is no substantial evidence that the proposed project will have significant effect on the environment and is in compliance with the California Environmental Quality Act. Secondly, find that none of the exceptions to the use of the categorical exemption as set forth in Section 15300.2 of state CEQA guidelines comply. Number 3, specify that the Bureau of Street Services Urban Forestry Division, located at 1149 South Broadway, is custodian of the documents or other material that constitute the record of the proceedings upon which the board's decision is based. Number 4, review and approve the request for a fee permit to remove 7 trees, which include 2 western sycamore trees, 1 coast live oak tree, 2 fern pine trees, 1 Brazilian pepper tree, and 1 Mexican fan palm tree. Tree replacements are required. And 5th, concur with the Bureau's determination that the site cannot feasibly accommodate all of the required replacement trees, pursuant to Los Angeles Municipal Code, Section 62.177C, authorize the tree replacement guarantee fee to satisfy the Public Works planting requirement. There's a lot there, Mr. Benuelos. You will let us know what's going on agenda item number 11.
Yes, good morning, President James, Commissioners, Bureau Representatives, City Attorney Dr. Campos, Hector Banuelos with the Bureau of Street Services, Urban Forestry Division. The Pacific Crest consultants, or the applicants on this project here, are currently constructing a 23,428 square foot, 2-story single-family dwelling with attached 6-car garage, basement, swimming pool, detached guest house with spa, staff quarters, and a 4-car garage on a lot measuring approximately 56,792 square feet at 333 South Mapleton Drive. The project scope includes the demolition of an existing 5,489 square foot home to allow for site grading and construction of the new dwelling. The applicants have acquired the services of Ms. Lisa Smith, a registered consulting arborist, to provide an assessment of the property and to address the proposed project's impact to protect the trees and the street trees. Ms. Smith's report of the property found that there are 7 western sycamore trees and 2 coast live oak trees growing on the property, of which 4 of the western sycamore trees are growing on the public right-of-way on the Beverly Glen Boulevard side. The 4 western There are also another 22 additional street trees or trees growing in the public right-of-way along the Beverly Glen Boulevard. There are 3 protected trees on the private property, and 4 street trees will be severely impacted by the proposed project. 2 of the on-site protected western sycamores and 1 coast live oak trees measure 15 to 24 inches in diameter by 25 to 35 feet in height are in fair to poor condition. The 3 protected trees possess moderate to severe natural liens and are located within the footprint of the proposed driveway, directly adjacent to the proposed accessory building, and will be severely impacted. There are 2 African fern pines, 1 Brazilian pepper, and 1 Mexican fan palm that are growing in the public right-of-way and at the rear of the property on the Beverly Glen Boulevard side are within the footprint of the proposed driveway entrance to the project. So the 4 trees are in fair to poor condition, growing in very close proximity of each other, and measure approximately 6 to 14 inches in diameter by 30 to 40 feet in height. The 2 African fern pines and 1 Brazilian pepper trees possess suppressed canopies, or make them somewhat not really specimen trees because they're growing so close together. So their spacing and proximity to each other are very close. The remaining western sycamore trees that are on the public remaining sycamore tree, 1 coast live oak trees on private property, and 22 trees, which include 4 of the western sycamore trees, will remain in place and be minimally impacted. The Bureau of Street Services arborist inspected and posted the street trees on August 17th of 2018. The Bureau arborist does agree with Ms. Smith's tree assessment and recommendations that the removal of the 3 protected trees and 4 trees growing in the city right-of-way will require to be removed. The Department of City Planning prepared a notice of exemption and determined the project is category exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 3, Category 3 of the City's Environmental Quality Act guidelines. The 5th Council District Office, Community Forestry Advisory Committee, and Department of Neighborhood Empowerment were informed of the tree removal request on August 20th of 2018. If approved, the applicant shall plant 12 24-inch box-sized western sycamore trees on site. The survival of the sycamore tree shall be guaranteed for a period of 3 years by bond. The applicant shall also plant 7 24-inch box-sized Brisbane box trees on South Mapleton Drive side. And the 1 additional tree required to meet the board's 2-to-1 replacement policy cannot feasibly be planted on the site due to existing infrastructure and the spacing of the trees.
1 tree, right?
Yes, just
That's
1
what
tree.
the tree replacement fee is, or the tree guarantee fee, the in lieu fee, whatever we're calling it now. Under the LAMC 62 point, let's call it the municipal code 62.177 fee, so that it's clear in the record. It's just 1 tree that those funds are compensating, correct?
Yes, it's just
Okay.
1 tree.
Go ahead.
So the applicant shall pay in lieu fee of $1,945, and the applicant shall water all replacement trees for a minimum of 3-year period.
Okay. Well, they got most of the replacement trees on site. Commissioner Davis?
In terms of the supplemental trees that are due on our behalf to the community that won't fit into the existing site because of obviously the lack of space, we're working with the council office of the neighborhood association to get the supplemental trees in some other site near the facility or near the neighborhood or the community where the project is going to take place?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and so when you reference this 1 single tree that could not be planted, is that tree going to be also among those planted in an alternative site in the community?
The 1 tree that cannot be planted to meet the 2-to-1 replacements is going to be planted in the nearby community at a later date.
That's what I was asking.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Jacinto?
Thank you, President James. Hector, I want to thank you for including the replacement tree photo as we had asked. It helps us visualize at maturity what we're going to put back in, and it's a broadleaf tree, and so it really hits our goal of maintaining canopy, correct? So thank you for that.
Oh, and it also makes for more. It also makes for a more complete board report going forward.
Thank you.
Commissioner Garcia.
I just have a clarifying question. So the 1 last tree is going to be planted somewhere around the community, or is this the 1 fee we're going to take in lieu?
It's going to be planted in the nearby community.
Oh, it is. So
Yes.
we're not collecting any fees from the developer, right?
We are collecting this fee from the developer.
Okay.
So to pay for the tree and for the maintenance of the tree, we plant it later at a later date at another location.
So we are going to meet the 2-to-1 ratio then?
With the in lieu fee, yes.
Okay. So so let me explain to me the lieu fee then. I'm not
Well,
in this situation. Yeah.
they're removing 4 trees, the public right-of-way, and so they're required to replace it with 2-to-1, which
Yes.
would make 8 trees. Unfortunately, due to spacing of the trees and other infrastructure there at the project, that it's only enabled the project to plant 7 of the 8 required trees. Therefore, that 1 tree, we're requesting that the developer pay the in lieu fee, whereas we can then use the money to plant a tree in the nearby community at a later date.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The developer will pay the fee. We will still plant a tree somewhere else in the community.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Dr. Campos, I saw you, you know what might be good? It might be good to have an oral presentation, maybe from your office in conjunction with the Bureau of Street Services, on the implementation of, the new implementation of Los Angeles Municipal Code, Section 62.177, sub C.
Absolutely, we can definitely do that. We actually have a scheduled presentation before council in January or February, so before going to council, we would come to your board, and then we can move that item forward to city council at that time. So we'll schedule it sometime before the end of the calendar year.
Yeah. It'll give this board the background. Some of us worked on it more directly than others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and provide that background. Yes, at a later date. Okay. Everybody good on that one? Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 11, seconded by Commissioner Jacinto. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 11. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
By the way, I just want to put on the record, Dr. Campos, did you receive any emails regarding agenda item number 11 before today's hearing?
I did not.
Okay,
no.
thank you. So I've got a motion and a second on number 11. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 11. Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send number 11 forthwith. Agenda item number 9, Bureau of Sanitation, Council Districts 11 and 15, change order number 73, Honeywell International Incorporated for faceplate modifications at Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant and Terminal Island Water Reclamation Plant. Recommending that the board authorize the Director of the Bureau of Sanitation or his designee to issue change order number 73 in the amount of $8,400,000. That includes a number of things. Number 1, converting Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant digesters and cryogenic process areas, custom faceplates to Honeywell standard faceplates in the amount of $1,132,897. Second, this is a settlement of claim number 3 in the amount of $7,267,103 for custom faceplate related issues. Third, increase the project contingency in the amount of $8,400,000 to cover the cost of change order number 73, and 4, extend the contract end date from currently, did it really end on January 30th, 2018?
They were scheduled to, sir.
Okay, to February 8th, 2019. So we can do all this. Go ahead, Ali.
Good morning, Mr. President, Commissioners. My name is Ali Pusti with the Bureau of Sanitation. I'm here today, as you so eloquently pointed out, to ask the authorization for change order number 3 to a Honeywell contract. The total amount of change order is for $8.4 million, which really has 3 components. The first part is for $7,267,103 for custom faceplate conversion. Then it is part number 2 is for converting to standard faceplates for Hyperion digesters and cryogenic facilities for $1,132,897, and extend the contract end date to February 8th, 2019. I'll give you a little background on this project, if you don't mind. The board approved this contract with Honeywell in December of 2011 for $88,637,168 with contingency came to about $97 million and some change. This project is a 15-year program, which is the first 7 years is construction and conversion of existing distributed control systems at all sanitation wastewater facilities. That includes all of our 4 treatment plants as well as collection systems. The original system, which was really antiquated, it was installed over 35 years ago, and it had really had fallen apart. There was no more parts available for most of the equipment. So Bureau and the city went into this contract with Honeywell to convert those entire system into this upgraded Honeywell system. So as part of that, for the change order number 73, Honeywell came in with a series of faceplates that did not comply with the operation requirements at that time. So city issued some changes to those Honeywell's standard faceplates. We went to customized faceplates some 3-4 years ago. Since then, more processes have come online, and then during the recent event, last rain event, we realized that these custom faceplates that we had originally requested is not really manageable because it was malfunctioning some of the critical processes within our system. So, and then at the same time, Honeywell filed a claim of $17 million, stating that that change that we had requested had significantly impacted their programming and their software program as well as hardware program. So they filed a claim back in May of 2018 for $17,303,534.18. Our negotiating team sat with Honeywell. We went line by item for about 4 months. We really worked really hard at this, and we were able to negotiate that down to somewhere realistic, about a little bit over $7 million for that particular portion. Then as part B of that, which was really converting the customized faceplates that we had originally requested, we wanted to go back to the standard faceplates, which is really enhanced their or did not impact the software that Honeywell had already installed. That conversion cost us a little bit more of $1 million to go back for two of the processes. So for a total, those two came to about $8.4 million altogether. As part of this programming, because the time impact that we had analyzed, that we had impacted, the city had impacted the progress of the project by a little close to about 609 days, actually, is their claim. Some of those days have already been non-compensable, and none of these have been compensable, by the way. But we were able to negotiate that down to about 300 and some days. So it became the new end date is February 8th, 2019. So our request today is for you to approve this $8.4 million, to authorize us to issue the change order for $8.4 million, which really consists of 3 components, as I explained earlier. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer that.
Thank you, Mr. Pusti, for the explanation. The negotiation, we seem to be in an, although my perception is always a little larger than it actually is. You always kind of bring me back to earth a little bit when we have these discussions. But we've had a number of negotiations with Honeywell on this project, in this contract. This negotiation that resulted in the $7 million resolution between the two of you,
right.
How long, what was the time frame on that?
Well, that started we received their claim initially in the final amount in about May of this year, 2018. And we reached an agreement with them tentatively the end of August.
Yeah, May 4th is the date on the
correct.
transmittal.
That's correct.
And
That's
so it was, and I
So-
knew it was happening, but it was reached in August?
Yes, the agreement was reached in August. So about 3 or 4 months of intense negotiations.
Okay. Commissioner Jacinto?
Thank you, President James. Ali, thank you for this. It's very complex, obviously, in terms of dealing with systems. And I just want to point out that we're at less than 10% of the contract amount, and we're at 15%.
Correct.
changer. So the forecast is this project going to be, what do we expect? What do we forecast from this? Because we're already over 10%, at 10%.
Correct. So our intention was really to stay below 10%, barring this claim. We really do not anticipate a whole bunch of other change orders coming forward from what we can see. We also have some deduct change orders that we plan to offset in case there is changes that city requests. And that is going to be negotiated as each change order comes about. We haven't received the deduct change orders yet. We don't know the total amount yet. We are working at that as we speak. So once we have that number, okay, then we have a figure that we can deduct, we can balance out against the additional work that may be requested.
I'm going to be interested in hearing about that too,
Sure,
in terms of
absolutely.
future deduct. And then Ali, regarding this customized faceplate.
Yes.
What are our lessons learned as a city in terms of what we originally, our intent, and what happened and sort of the mid-process change?
So as soon as we heard that this is going to be an issue, which was first brought to our attention December of last year, we were just about to start DCT, Donald C. Tillman, and LAG program. So we immediately stopped that process. So that was the first thing that we learned, that we don't want to do any more customization as possible. So while DCT and LAG were ongoing, we stopped that process. We went back, we asked Honeywell not to incorporate any more customization and go back to the standard faceplates, which they have. And as also we are gradually trying to convert this customized faceplate to a standard faceplate as we move forward. The lessons learned really is to for us at least, was we should have maybe, in hindsight, stuck to what the standard faceplates would have been.
So hindsight, so lessons learned,
Right.
and hopefully that will inform
Absolutely.
future applications of this.
Absolutely. So this as you know, there are many capital improvement projects are coming online. All of those have a control system component. So lessons learned to stick with what really is there that works, which is the Honeywell standard faceplate for us.
Very good. Thank you, Ali.
Thank you. Anything further? I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number, whatever number we're on. Nine. Is there a second on number 9? By Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 9.
Thank you, sir.
Any issue sending number 9 forthwith? We'll send number 9 forthwith. That takes us to number 12, revision of project estimate for the 6th Street Viaduct Replacement Project, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, and removal of 6th Street Viaduct Mission Myers Roundabout Project, Council District 14, recommending that the board first grant the request to revise the city engineer's estimate from $3,052,728 down to $1,686,745 and remove the 6th Street Viaduct Mission Myers Roundabout Project from the advertisement, thus making it less money. And secondly, instruct the city engineer to instruct the engineer to advise all prospective bidders of the board's action by addendum. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Gary Lamb from the Bureau of Engineering 6th Street Viaduct Division. On October 24th, 2018, the board approved or authorized the bid advertisement of 2 projects. The first project is the Active Transportation 1 project, formerly known as the 6th Street Viaduct Replacement Project, Bicycle and Pedestrian Facilities Project. The scope of this project is to provide new bike paths, new and repaired sidewalks, pedestrian and street lighting along Mission and Myers Street. The second project is called the Roundabout Project, formerly known as the 6th Street Viaduct Mission Myers Roundabout Project. The scope of this project is to provide a roundabout at a double T intersection at Mission, Myers, and Jesse Streets. The combined city engineer's estimate for both projects bundled together is $3,052,728. I wanted to note that the ATP-1 project is funded by federal ATP Active Transportation Program grants, whereas the Mission Myers Roundabout project is separately funded by local, regional, Metro Net Toll revenue funds, all right? So it has come to our attention that when we bundle these two projects as a single bid project, Caltrans views this bundled project as a single project, and therefore will apply federalization not only to the ATP project, rightly so, but also to the local roundabout project. So we want to, in essence, decouple this federalization. And in so doing, this will not require any of the federal paperwork to be applied towards the roundabout project. Okay, so right now we have started the process of modifying the roundabout project plans to make this happen. The roundabout project will, in essence, go out to bid several weeks later. That's what our anticipation is. Okay, so if we go ahead and proceed as follows, we will be, in essence, reducing the city's engineer's estimate from $3,052,728 down to $1,686,745. And also, we are recommending that the board approve the removal of the Mission Myers Roundabout project from the current bid advertisement. That concludes my report. I'm open to questions.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jordan, under the Public Contracting Code, we can do this and provide the notice by addendum?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Davis?
So basically, in our proposal here, it would allow us to reduce the cost to us for implementing this new project, right? Is that correct?
Well, by separating, there are two projects currently that's being bundled as a single project.
Sure.
So, in essence, there's two, say city engineers' estimates attached to it. One being the estimate for the ATP one being the roundabout. So we are reducing. We're not reducing the. We're separating it, and hence
every project is standing on its own two legs.
That's correct, and so.
And as a result of that, the financial analysis of each project, how is it impacted? Is it an increase to them individually, or what?
There is no change in the estimates.
I see. What is the benefit for us to? I know you told us in a long dissertation, but briefly tell me, what is the impact to the change for us in the city?
Okay. For us, we will have to advertise, go through the motions of advertising the roundabout project separately.
Sure.
And, but there will be no cost impact to both projects at all.
So in advertising it separately, the advantage to us will be what?
Well, the advantage of us, the roundabout project would not have to go through this federalization process with Caltrans. In addition, I want to also note that.
Would that help us to expedite the implementation of the project, to complete the project earlier if we don't have to go through another hurdle of evaluation and we're already evaluating it at our level, or what's the advantage here for the roundabout project in particular?
For the roundabout project, we'll still have to go through the bid evaluation process because it will be advertised separately.
Sure.
But I want to bring attention to the ATP-1 project. The importance for the ATP-1 project to expedite it right now is we're trying to meet a Caltrans funding deadline to award by December 29th. So that's what's driving it.
I got you. And now in terms of the impact on diversity and our vision for inclusion, in any way will either of the two projects be impacted in terms of that as it relates to this project?
Right. So currently, as it stands with the two projects being advertised together right now, currently.
Correct.
Because of the federal processes, we have to follow the DBE requirements, which is currently at 6.7%. That's the requirement. When we separate it, the roundabout project will no longer be federalized, and hence we'll have to follow the city's BIP procedures.
Okay, so then there is, we're not as compelled on the roundabout project if we don't have the federal requirements, correct?
That's correct, yes.
But our vision, though, nevertheless, still is that inclusion is important to us.
That is correct,
project,
yes.
And we still will be aiming even though we will get out of the impact of federal government compelling us to have diversity, that we still hope in our vision to have diversity even though we're separating these projects, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that would be the case.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Cento?
Thank you, President James. Gary, when we had the briefing yesterday, I understood and I asked you to provide this, to sort of identify the two projects. Uncoupling them makes sense given the funding deadline that's driving it. And I appreciate Dr. Davis's comments on the inclusion. Do you happen to know at what level they will be anticipated, our business inclusion program?
For the VIP, I'm going to turn to Eunice Lee, my project manager.
Okay.
Do we have some VIP?
You could follow up with us on that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll follow up with you then
But
on
to
this.
Dr. Davis's point, we're trying to ensure as much diversity and inclusion as possible. So I support this, I understand it, and it's a decoupling,
Right.
an administrative thing. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Commissioner Davis's motion, seconded by Commissioner Cento. Any objection?
Thank you, sir.
Without objection, we'll adopt, thank you, Gary. Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 12. Any issue sending number 12 forthwith? We will send number 12 forthwith. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Wednesday, October 17th, 2018 by Commissioner Davis? Any objection? Without objection, we will approve those meeting minutes. Dr. Campos, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
Okay, then we are adjourned this Wednesday morning. Have a nice rest of the week, everyone.